Talking Commanders football, drinking our whiskey neat. First Amendment sports, Ken, Kevin, and Tim. Don't muff it up, fellas. Hail to the Redskins. Thank God it's Tuesday. Thank God it's Tuesday. Thank God it's Tuesday. Thank God it's Tuesday. Here on First Amendment Sports.
What is up? What do you guys think about that? Thanks for being with us on another Tuesday night. On behalf of First Amendment Sports and people all over the world, thank God it's Tuesday. He's Kevin Ricca.
Well, thank God it's Tuesday, and thank you, EO. That was incredible.
We
Tough
got more
day today. That really made my day right there. And one thing we didn't muff it up, we got Captain Commander number 17 back. We can finally start focusing on how damn good we're going to be. Not about any of the rest of this DS.
It's an interesting change of narrative on the airwaves. I want to say a shout out to Keenan Hall tonight, all the way out in South Bend, Indiana. We appreciate the good Fighting Irish Redskins fans, of which I ran into in South Bend. I wore my a Redskins shirt, burgundy with the logo, Redskins, the one I usually wear on the show, and all my family was wearing Notre Dame gear, and they were all, and they got not a single comment. I bet you I got a left hand up shout out from across the diner. I got Let's Go Skins from on the street. All kinds of parents, a couple of dads kind of gave me fist pumps. So
I love this. First, because obviously, it's this is the old, you don't wear the band name to the concert that they're playing. And obviously you knew that. I thought. And then Dylan just found that out.
Yeah, well, it's a uniform.
It's all teachable moments.
Oh yeah,
but I love that you went full out Redskins.
Full Redskins, right. And it went off and it went off swimmingly. So to kick off the theme of the show tonight, which is our team, which is official, or at least today official. Today's 53. We'll certainly see some churn, but. On behalf of the good Redskins folk in South Bend, Indiana, there is a Golden Domer on the final 53 on the defensive line. Mr. Jean Baptiste.
JJB, but he transferred in, so it always freaks me out.
I know.
Sorry. He played 4 years somewhere else, right?
He played.
And he had 1 year at Notre Dame, and it really elevated him. It elevated him into getting drafted, going to Notre Dame. So obviously that guy has amazing Golden Dome memories, or else he wouldn't be a Burgundy and Golder, and we're happy to have him.
And we cut a Golden Domer today. Quarterback, another guy who played most of his college career somewhere besides Notre Dame, but Sam Hartman.
Yeah, he was a Wake Forestman, but once again, no one knew about that. They know about his Golden Dome-ness.
That's if you play for Notre Dame, that's where you went. So we kept one and we got rid of one today, so it's tough. Actually, I there was a part of me that thought that Sam Hartman was always going to be a guy that he was either on our practice squad or in the posse.
Well, he's on the practice squad. I understand.
Did he make it?
Everyone's like he's on the practice squad, and I thought I read that he was put on the practice squad.
No one else. He's not getting a job in anyone else's practice squad. I don't think, based on the preseason tape he laid down.
Yeah, but I think we're trying to develop this guy for something or other. I don't know. We'll see.
I love him. I thought he took a step back in
the season. He stunk this preseason, I thought. But once again, he's out there going up with guys that I think, it's kind of tough to get a great gauge. I'd like to see him with the ones a little bit. I'd like to see him with the twos, not just the threes and fours. But whatever.
I love.
Hard to feel bad for that son of a bitch.
As long as because he also has a job as part of Jaden's posse. I mean, they're close, they're good friends.
I like it,
and
Jaden does seem so hard to get along with.
He needs guys around him that he can hang with, and Sam Hartman has been that. And when you have a Jaden Daniels, that is a factor. Now it's not going to be a roster spot all the time. I don't know. Has anyone ever spent 12 years on the practice squad?
Has anyone ever looked that good for that much time?
They're like, he must stay on the.
They're like. The ticket sales are gone crazy, and right where we walk out into the stadium. So, hey, let everyone have it. Let everyone have it. The Savannah Bananas have figured it out. Why wouldn't the Commanders? I mean,
yeah. And in the near term, when they go to the 18-game schedule, we will for sure get roster spots. And guys like Sam Hartman, he is right there. When you talk about like March Madness tournament, like the last 4 in, the last 4 out, he was close. I mean, if he would have just like kind of just trying to even like slightly improved, I think it would have been a better conversation, but he didn't.
Right.
So, you know,
I mean, Josh Johnson backed up Lamar last year, and he was unnecessary for them because Lamar didn't miss a play. But we're talking about a dude right there. You know what I mean?
Would you rather have Josh Johnson or Snoop Huntley?
Josh Johnson.
Okay.
I mean, Huntley's a good player and everything, and it's fine. I don't think you're at that point. Your whole game plan has changed, and
you're throwing grenades.
You're going to run the ball and then run a little bit more and hope the other team fumbles while you play good defense. So, what are you going to do?
Ken Harris, EO, Greg, manner of speaking, J-Dubs. Appreciate all you guys getting involved early on.
Yes, guys. Awesome to all have you on here on Tuesday, and thank God it's Tuesday. That tune. All of them.
Great.
Well, we've been listening to all of them.
We'll play a couple more.
We just played whichever one we wanted there. We couldn't determine because they're all very good.
Yeah. There's a couple others that he made previously that I would love. He made them and they're great. So we have to put them on. I think that I had it written down. Manner speaking. Thank you. May he rest in peace, Rick Snyder. That was crazy news. I heard about that.
It was kind of kept under wraps, and I understand why. Family has to deal with family stuff first, but very sad.
It is. I was telling Greg earlier that so he was one of the first guys I met when I got credentialed to cover the team. It was like 2009. It was May OTAs, like first ones after the draft, and excuse me, and he was a guy like in the room. He was definitely one of the. It was at that point in time he was one of the older guys. Definitely not one of the new hot girls that were covering for Comcast and NBC and all those and the local networks. And he always was trying to kind of get in. He would go around to the other the Mike Wise and the Steinberg and all those guys and try to pull them together and make he's always trying to put something together, a website and a pod. He just loved it. He was gruff and he would. My first day, we were Kevin Ewald and I were talking. We were in the press room or whatever, interviewing the coach, and Kevin said something about I can't, wait until so and so, one of his friends, hears about this, and Rick looked right at him and he's like, "You don't talk about any of that stuff out of this room," and gave it to him super straight and eyeball to eyeball, and and then later he was like, "Hey. If you become those kinds of guys, they'll freeze you out. You'll be in here, but you won't be in here." Yeah. And so he was like that kind of guy.
It's very simple. Just don't be a dick. And by the way, Kevin didn't think he was being a dick. He was right. But Rick straightened him out. That's dick type shit. Sorry.
First day on the job, I
can say that because I know and love Kev.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyways, that was sad news.
It's sad. He wasn't old. Listen, you knew he cared, and I love his take.
He had a voice.
It could be negative at times, and that's because we were dealing with so much DS for so long, and I understand. But I really liked listening to him last year, and it's sad that he doesn't get to be around this year. So shout out to the fam.
What year was it? It was one. I mean, obviously, it was a Snyder year in the early 2000s, maybe call it 2008 to 2013, somewhere in there. One of our terrible years. And we had the Revolution, Viva la Revolution, that was we were had this big thing. We wore armbands and in the tailgate. Anyways, it was real. They sold them.
You're losing me. I got lost.
I know.
At Viva something or other, and now I'm.
And it was this whole thing. It was fun. That's all it was. And then for whatever reason, he just got old, right? We moved on, and Rick was like, "Hey. Where's the are you guys done with the revolution? Did we win? Is it because we still at Snyder, we're still terrible.
Nobody won that day, Rick.
Thanks, Rick. So anyways, he was kind of an ever present dude. He definitely had a seat at the table, and rest in peace, bro.
Yeah. Cheers.
All
right, happy 53. Stuff. Happy stuff.
53. We talked about Terry being on the 53 officially, but that ended. That ended since the last time we spoke. It was great news to hear.
Yes. No, we haven't gotten all the details, and I want all the details.
Sure. I do, obviously.
Well, I want to because the bar's been set for moving forward. That's why I want to know the details. I want to know how it went. I want to know. I never cared before. I do now. I want to know why we had to go through this for the last 2 months. I do, but also. I'm just curious. And
an investigation.
And mostly, no. I just want to shove it up so many people's butts.
Yep.
I am an optimistic Redskin fan. Obviously, you guys know that. But I don't think I'm like, this has taught me reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Doing this for 10 years and being such a diehard fan, I want to be able to talk about how great our effing offense looks right now on paper, and knowing that we're going to be even better when we get onto that field. And we can talk about it now that Terry is obviously Captain Commander's back on the field. I can't wait to see the speed of this offense, the speed at which we run it, and the defense is scrambling while we're on the offensive side of the ball. It's going to be amazing. We're going to get into a little bit of it, but keep it going here for us, Mr. Ken, because I could go off on that for an hour.
I love it. I'm excited about. I'm excited to hear like we'll get like a random video that Terry and Debo and Jaden were meeting at like 1 a.m. somewhere, and somehow St. Risto was obviously involved. But
then Bobby Wagner was there.
Bobby Wagner was probably there also. But anyways, it was a good offense last year. I mean, that's just, we can say better than that, but I'm just saying, like, it was a good offense in the NFL. Like, it worked, and it wasn't fluky or gadgety. It was executed well, and our skill players played well, and our skills player set this year is arguably, obviously, at a higher level.
Oh yeah,
and
1,000%. We'll talk about that too.
And the old computer, on top of the number 5 shoulders, is revving up at a higher level after the 1.5 times and 2 times VR training that he's been doing all season, and the scouting himself. They did it all off season.
It's music running through my head. It's music to my ears.
I think it's reasonable to think, before we even get to the offensive line, which is a huge part of it, and that should be the very next thing we talk about. It's reasonable to expect that Jaden Daniels would play as well this year as he did last year at a baseline. Like, it's reasonable to think that. He's been playing football forever, right? He was a pro. He's been a professional football player for at least 4 or 5 years, and he has and he's training better
monetarily. But this is the first time he's played in a pro league.
Fair,
because not everyone was getting that cash at the other level.
That's right,
but that's okay.
But he was.
That's okay, because that's where he honed his skills. And last year he learned a shit ton,
and he improved every year.
And he certainly did throughout the year last year. Now he looks like he's going to be throwing crossers from a clean pocket. And that, to me, just no way. There's just no way.
It's very dangerous.
You're more scared of us
defenses.
on your schedule than we are of you on ours.
I believe that's true.
I'm not saying this for everyone on our schedule. Kansas City doesn't sweat us right now. That's fair. That's fine.
Philly says
Philly can say it. Yeah, exactly.
Where they are the last time. Well, okay, we're 1-1 in the last 2 times we played. I think they just scored another touchdown on us in that game. But
yes.
I think that the offense with Cliff Kingsbury, everything from year 1 to year 2 goes this way. We're not, you add Debo, you keep the offensive coordinator, you get the second year of a rookie generational prospect. Your offense, you get and then you add. Now let's talk about the add on the offensive line, because we haven't seen that yet at all. Thank goodness. But what we're going to see in week 1 in terms of the 5. It's going to be such a huge step up from our 5 last year on average.
It's so tremendous. The Laramie Tunstall pickup was a stroke of genius, I believe. I said it all summer when Terry wasn't signed. Well, he was signed, but when Terry was in flux, the second best player on our offense is Laramie Tunstall. I still don't know if I'm wrong. They might have to tie for it, and I'm not going to get in there.
Well, when your left tackle is that guy, that's huge.
love this guy, and he's such a freaking badass. And what we're trying to do and accomplish, he sets the tone at that spot perfectly. And it just really, and we've said it a million times since we got him, it just on down the line has allowed us to put Coleman. And we talked about it, a GT counter, our counter tray with Brandon Coleman and Laramie Tunstall, guys. Just picture it. Bill, little counter step to the left. Jaden tucking that ball by the number 5 gently until he hands it off to 2 thundering behemoths with the most dainty feet, athletic as shit, coming up in the gap, coming at your linebackers. And we got to do with Bill Merritt's skill set. I don't care if it's Eckler, McNichols, or C-Rod. And I know.
Or Debo.
Thank you, B-Rob. Appreciate your service. What a good dude. Good guy. good dude to root for. Didn't love seeing him going, but understood it, and it makes sense.
I'm glad he's still in the league. He
Me
went
too.
to a great place for running backs.
Everything's good about it.
Every running back who plays in that running, no matter who even the guys you don't know are on the team this year in San Francisco, they will show up one day and drop 125 yards on somebody because that's what Kyle Shanahan does.
But when you pass block at a level that Laramie Tunsil does, when you have a guy anchored in right then and there, and you got Jaden sitting back there in a clean-ass pocket, which I do believe. We heard about Cosme today, not for 4 weeks. That's fine. I felt good about that. We were talking about it be a possibility to get him out week 1. This ain't the Dan Snyder show anymore. There's no circus around that. They did the smart thing, the right thing. See you in 4 weeks, healthy and ready for the rest of the season. He's one of our longest tenured guys moving forward. Let's get him right now. I thought that was fantastic that we made that choice because of who we have at the line position. But seeing a guy like Connerly and what he's known for in the pass game, and Laramie Tunsil coming in at the ends, and a guy like I cannot believe that we can now have a guard with this amount of sheer athleticism. A guy that played left tackle and right tackle for us last year. Brandon Coleman coming inside to move around. And everyone talks about what a great camp Wiley had. We know Biotish is a former Pro Bowl badass.
I wanted to just talk about Wiley.
I don't want to glance over it.
Wiley made me a whole lot less worried because he's likely going to have to start at right guard, I think, in week 1, right?
I think so. That's what I see. I see Connerly, Wiley, Biotish, Coleman, and
Tunsil. That means, so we have to, my baseline expectation for, going into the season with the offensive line is I'm not worried about left tackle. I'm not worried about left guard, and I don't think we should be worried at center. I think those 3 players in particular are... We should, say, okay, hey, if they're not playing up to par, we'll call that out, but, that's not...
Fine.
So that makes the right side of the line, with at least until Cosme comes back for sure. But the rookie and Wiley on the right side.
A guy who just took a pay cut to come back.
Yes.
Wiley.
Yes.
Just took a pay cut to be here. Could have gone wherever for some more money with his resume. Stayed here, renegotiated to be here, and thank God he is, because
he's a classic tackle who could extend his career by playing guard, but doesn't have to because the league's short on tackles. And tackle money is just a little bit more than guard money. But Andrew Wiley can get another year or 2 out of his career as a starter, whatever that is, on the inside. Because from what I saw this preseason, and people are smarter than me about it for sure, but from what I saw, he was using his veteran moxie and his feet to put himself in good positions. And his last name was in prime position on a couple really good plays that he made really good blocks on that were responsible for springing, I think, Chris Rodriguez and also on the goal line.
He looked like a badass. And how about this shit? He got better here. This is what he is. He's a bit of a tweener. He's a bit of is he a guard? Is he a tackle? Is he a backup? Is he a starter? Depending on what franchise you're in. But when you bring guys in and you develop talent, have you ever heard of that here in the Burgundy and Gold since Bobby Beathard and Charlie Casserly days? Because I haven't. Develop talent at the line of scrimmage. Watching Andrew Wiley, he didn't just accidentally get better. Health had a little something to do with it. Sure, that guy's been in this program this is his 3rd year. He's a guy guys are looking up to. He's a guy with a Super Bowl ring, and he's a tried and true vet. This is a guy that this is what he is. This is why we signed him a year ago, not to be our starter, which we needed then, just like Allegretti. We signed 2 sort of tweener guys to fill these roles, and now they're in them, and thank God they are, because we need them.
I'm going to put this comment on the screen because it's what we're talking about right now. We can kind of dip in and out of getting ready for the Giants in terms of our 53. And since we're talking about our offensive line, I like this comment because I think about week 1 and, you have all that pent up 3-4 months of no football. And
Hercules.
And you want Cliff Kingsbury to call give him the heater, Ricky. And go at, but really what it's going to come down to, right, with a 100% healthy offensive line on week 1, and knowing, as we do, that defenses are always ahead of offenses in week 1, you have to be successful at running the ball in week 1. So, that is going to be such a huge thing against the Giants. I know they have good defensive linemen, but we have good offensive linemen.
Yeah.
So
this is the NFC East.
Yeah.
This is football season, and Sunday is only... Shit.
If you're counting
12 days away.
Yeah, if you're counting on explosives to win the game for you or to be your only source of offensive production in the NFC East, that's not going to work.
All right, well, can we talk about this offensive production real fast or lack thereof?
Yeah.
Because this is the question I had for you. Is it too soon? Is it too soon?
No, because we have to talk about all that's left is the skill spots. We can go through that quickly.
Let's go skill. Let's go skill.
Running back, we know what it is because we trade B-Rob. So
exactly. So those next four were the guys.
Austin. That's it.
I think so. Whether C-Rod or McNichols comes in as the third guy depends on down distance, time, whatever. Sure. But they're both there, and some guys.
And one of those guys,
C-Rod can run down on specials a little bit. He did last year. I think that might be the difference maker.
I think
on certain game days, McNichol is more of a hybrid guy. We'll see. It doesn't matter.
If I'm McNichols, I'm saying C-Rod go at it in week 1 or whatever, because McNichols is at any point in the season, if we need to hand the ball off to somebody, feel great about bringing him in. He's been around for 1,000 years.
He made last year's starting roster.
Yeah.
This week. Yeah. So I mean, this is a dude they're not getting rid of. He's gonna be active.
So that's the question, right? Because on game day, you can only dress 46 or 47?
46, I believe.
46.
Unless they get that special Duff beer exemption. That
rule is changing. So when they go to 18 games, that's one of the first things. The union will get all 53 dressed on game day. That's step 1A. But I'm trying to think if there'll be weeks where we sit one of those running backs, and I think it will come down to who plays specials, if that's the case.
Well, and
because we're starting all our wide receivers, we're
going to get to it at the end, but our special teams are fudging loaded. I'm just telling you, we have so many dudes that are like have reputations as Pro Bowl specials.
Yeah.
Right now, you're looking at Reeves and Bullard. We'll get to it.
Well, because
that's just part of it.
If we start talking about the wide receivers for a second, because we kept everyone that we knew going in. We got rid of KJ Osborne. I don't know if that was a surprise to people. I don't think
not to anyone in this basement.
Martin, Greg's cousin. Terry Debo, Jalen, obviously. Noah, obviously.
And Luke.
The
obvious 5.
Yep.
I just didn't know if they were going to keep Jacory as a rook or maybe Osborne as a guy that could help in the return game, because it looks like Lane is the only return guy in the punt game.
He's the guy they want it to be.
But if he turns an ankle or something, it's going to be Luke back there, fair catching, I guess. Whatever. Yeah. And he's fine. He's fine. But I'm just saying, Kaz Allen's gone. All these specialist guys are gone. So that's going to be what it is.
Then this is where great special teams coaching has always been the difference between Super Bowl champion contenders, like legit ones, and all the rest. Is that if you play that game and you say, hey, listen, obviously we got this rookie who's got dynamic and can hit the home run, but we also have one of the top 5 offenses in the league. Let's give the ball to him. And let's go out there with a fair catch machine. And maybe, whether that's Luke or not, maybe that's somebody else whose job is to go out there and put his hand in the air. That is a job for guys like Pete Carroll, Frank Beamer, Harbaugh in Baltimore. This guys who made their bones special teams are like, here's what we're not going to do. We're never going to not put the ball in our offense's hands. Ever.
Yes, but also they have great return games. They don't just surrender their tighties every time someone punts.
Who's our kickoff returner? Who do you want it to be?
Eckler to start off, and I don't care if it's Lane too. Both of them back there. Eckler did a damn good job of it last year, and he's not a speed demon, but if you want to get the ball over the 50-yard line, he's your guy. If you want a house call, it's going to be Jalen Lane.
Do you want your concussion guy out there for kickoffs, though?
Bro, he's on his final year of a contract, and he's a 30-year-old running back. That dude might as well be 400 years old. Let's remove all the rest of the tread.
I might wrap him in bubble wrap till like week 11. But he was such a big part of our late season offensive.
No, wait till you see Jalen do it.
It's true.
You won't worry about it so much when you see a burner with wiggle who is not afraid to try and hit that seam and take a hit.
I want Jalen. Then if that's the case, then I want him. Returning it every time. I guess
you gotta have 2 guys back there. It depends how they want to strategize the kickoff.
Is there a sneaky third one?
I looked around and I couldn't seem to find one on the roster. Yeah, I was looking at the D backs.
I mean, Debo is the sneakiest,
but I did think in the it's not Noah and it's not Debo or Terry.
But Debo would be the sneakiest.
Sir, Debo's agent would streak. He would streak Northwest Stadium if Debo went back there.
1 year contract.
I know.
1 year contract.
I know, but in the NFL, a kick return, he'd be like, I don't know if we negotiated all this.
I just love how every guy on a 1 year contract comes into Washington and they get a blindfold and a cigarette and they're like good luck. We appreciate your service. All right, so
also Debo's presence, Ken.
I mean,
and here's why.
In a playoff game.
Here's the question. I got to ask it.
Okay.
Yes. Go.
It's
how you wanted me to.
It's in the playoffs. It's 1980, and I'm butchering the year. 86 against the Chicago Bears on the road in the playoffs, and we need to play. We send Darryl Green back for that punt return. Let's say we don't have Jalen. I mean, who's that guy?
Must have been the 84 season and the winter of the January of 85.
January of 85.
Because the 85 Bears or the 85 regular season, I think, was the final year.
That's why I thought that.
But if we're in the playoffs, I don't give a shit. Put Cal Ripken Jr. back there. It doesn't matter to me. Let's go. Playoffs, we'll put Darryl Green's 60-year-old ass back there. I don't give a shit in the playoffs. Right. I'm talking about the marathon.
I know.
Week
but it is a different guy in the playoffs. It can be a different guy because that's your one shining moment.
Especially if you don't feel like you can generate enough offense to win that day, you might want to get a little advantage in specials. And then, guys like that, X factors, Dante Halls usually help that scenario.
So the joysticks. So when we talk about there's 53 guys, and we're talking about the 53, and we always talk about it in the context of the 46. And so you look for on offense, they're going to find a way to probably get 2 of those offensive linemen, undressed. As Kevin likes to say.
Jesus Christ, Ken. What kind of pregame routine are you doing in the basement once your son left town?
With only 5 wide receivers, I started early. With only 5 wide receivers, you're hard pressed on a sunny day to sit one of them. If it's like a snow game or a mud game, maybe so.
There's no more mud games.
No more mud games.
There's no more dirty jerseys. This is bullshit.
That we need to have. That's a show.
A mud league. We'll have a mud league.
Play in the weather. Playing the weather God gave you.
A weather league? All right.
A weather league. But I will tell you one position group that I see Cliff Kingsbury saying, these 4 guys, most Sundays, I want all 4 of these guys. For every reason that matters.
Well, Cliff wants them 3 of the 4.
He wants 3 of the 4, but the 4th one is a huge specials guy.
Badass specials guy.
Yeah,
and we got about 5 of them. We're going to kick ass on specials this year. We really are going to be a good football team.
It's so
I'm starting to get so freaking fired up. I've never felt like this.
It's so fun when you know your special teams are going to be
I agree. And our special teams are tight as shit last year. Without a bunch of guys that were dynamic, like I said, Eckler would meander his way through, make 5 guys miss, get 40 yards, but anyone else hits that hole and it's a house call. I love the athleticism and the speed and the badassery we have in the mix of dudes that are backups on offense and defense. I mean, holy shit. We're going to be fun to watch. We're going to be electric on specials.
I've spent 10 years talking into a microphone in late August, feeling like so good. And not one of those years were we coming off an NFC Championship appearance. And not one of those years was that hope properly placed. Was that, looking back, obviously. So to be yet again in a situation where you think to yourself, we're talking about all this stuff and we're going to go to the defense next, but the impact that special teams has on, again, like true championship contention, it's gigantic. And that's what we're focused on right now. That's crazy. That's a huge evolution for us.
It's the gay Otway. And that's how we roll specials. We have 9 letters in all 3 of their names, and that's how we do it. We don't want to waste much sewing thread or material on the back of the jerseys.
And you know what? We have and I love Tressway, and everyone loves Tressway, and he's great, and I hope he's here forever, I guess. But no one punts less than us. And so when you have an aging punter and you start to lose a little distance or whatever, but he also happens to be like one of your most beloved players, and he's done all this stuff, and everyone thinks he's like a mascot of the team. He's a great guy to have on the team if you never punt.
If you're a fun guy to have a hot dog with at halftime. What the shit?
That's all. If that's all he's doing. I mean, we went games without punting. You know what I mean? Like, who cares who the punter is? It's all respect to Tressway, but I'm like, Tress, of course you can have the job. Just so you know, there might be games when you never accept a hold, and he's a great holder, one of the better holders. Great hands.
Ask Matt Gay about those hands.
It's got the hands that the Gay loves. And I will say this about special teams. Once again, we have one of the best holders in the league. That's what, and Tressway has proven that little one part of it for the last 10 years.
You're talking, this is football related, correct?
Well, it's a translatable
skill. We're not
skill.
the only guys that have seen that Duff shirt before.
Only 5 wide receivers. So that's ultimately the response to you, Greg, on the only 5 wide receivers.
I think that leaves plenty of room.
Yeah. we're not
for another wide receiver.
That's true.
Had we needed one, and see one of these 7 linebackers. We'll get there, but I'm just saying.
Game day flexibility.
5, we didn't find someone we felt the need to keep, so let's see what happens. I'm talking about signing one of these cuts after today.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, where do you think Noah Brown came from? This was a guy that got rid of it. Was a numbers game in Houston, and we scooped him up, and he was productive as shit if he could stay healthy for us last year.
Oh, a sneaky example of that is Fant on the offensive line.
Oh, what a cool
just
pickup.
An old balls pro who, if because you talk about, when you talk about depth and you talk about you talk about your third string quarterback and your number 5 or 6 wide receiver. If you get into a game and you're relying on your backup or your third quarterback, or if you're relying on 3 and 4 on the depth chart on any given Sunday, you're in a pretty bad freaking spot. But the guys like Adam Peters in a position like this guy like Fant coming in on our offensive line, if he has to come in the game, and my guess is at some point he will, because that's how it works, you feel a whole lot better because of the fact that he's been doing it a hell of a long time.
How about this badass George Fant, sneaky pickup by Peters, has started 75 of the 100 NFL games he's played in. Ken, I don't know if you remember, but years ago they had him lined up as the 6th offensive lineman. He reported with a tackle jersey. He caught a couple passes, and they ran this hybrid crazy offense that gained some national attention. He was kind of a name, and I was trying to figure out why I knew his name, and there's a couple reasons. One is that he's our new backup.
Yeah.
The other one is that he started opposite. I remember watching, because I had whichever receiver or quarterback, I might have had a quarterback. I remember watching Laramie Tunsil. You know who started opposite him in 2023 at right tackle for the Houston Texans? George freaking Fant.
Yeah.
That was 2 seasons ago. We pull this guy out and have him back with his old teammate, a dude he loves, a guy that's a stalwart for us.
It's connections. It's guys who were playing for each other, and they're at a high level. These guys like George Fant could have gone anywhere and got his check for being a seasoned veteran that people would be willing to put in any game in the third.
He wants to get a ring, not a check. He's gotten the checks.
It's the level.
Of course, everyone wants a check.
Yes.
He's not going to get a big one anymore. Now he wants to be at a place like this, and now we are that attractive to be that place.
That's the secret. That's
Holy
the secret
shit.
to NFL depth, and we just didn't know it because we haven't had anything to compare it to. The secret to NFL depth is the guys who are here because they want to be here. And the guys who are, hey, listen, there's a bunch of guys who are talented enough to get paid to be 4th string on your roster. They're going to take that check and do that job. And when they get in the game, listen, it's you're not turning your season around with these guys. With Adam Peters and let's be honest, Jaden Daniels and some of these other guys who are kind of leaders on the team, they have instantaneously, or in a much faster fashion than I think.
I love when you define instantaneously for all the dummies out there. Thank you.
Well,
it's instantaneous.
Instantaneously created a culture. It was like Quaker. It was like make a little bag of maple and brown sugar oatmeal. You know what I mean? Like it happened faster.
You definitely fucking
Damn
lost
it. Okay, all right.
The maple and brown sugar was that was my number one.
It's still my number one.
No,
and
apples and cinnamon was close, but maple and brown sugar was the go-to.
The culture that people want to come here and play in, it's not just the highest priced free agents that you're hoping will want to be here. It's also the George fans.
And the first trivia question of the night for the board and for you, Ken, is the true or false question. Is George Fant's wife named Chastity Gooch? Is George Fant's wife named Chastity Gooch? Did she play basketball at Western Kentucky? Did I just make all this shit up? Because I went on a crazy tear. I went down a couple rabbit holes, and I got a couple questions for you guys.
But if you say that, but
this dude was a former tight end / O lineman / played with our guy Laramie, and it's true. Don't even bother typing in TRF.
Chastity Gooch.
Chastity Gooch. I'm saying right there, that's a damn name of an NFL O lineman. Because if someone has something to say, like, by the way, I'm very sorry, Mr. Fant, if you ever took any of that. I just think it's a cool name.
His brother's still playing. I believe. Yeah, I believe he's still in the league.
I don't know if he is.
Ooh, check.
If there's only a machine out there.
So I think he actually moved this preseason from one team to another. And so that's why I'm confused with my dyslexia. Don't know where he ended in the preseason. He may have been ultimately cut, but I do think he was picked up, maybe even in a trade.
I do not know this, but I do know Chastity Gooch is true.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great name. I want to write a novel now so I can, for only the reason to have a character named Chastity Gooch.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's patent pending, by the way. He's got his property.
If George Fant doesn't give me a fistful of reasons not to.
Okay. I like it. He will. Ken Harris.
I imagine he would.
And your Justin Hopkins comment, I will say no, thank you. You know what?
It is all new turf at the stadium.
By the way, in the preseason,
he's not kicking in the old turf.
It looked different on TV.
No. So I got multiple people sent me. Brian Dowd, shout out my man Brian Dowd, a friend of his, standing on the field, took pictures all the way up of the grain from the goal line out to the 20. And I'm telling you, gentlemen, I am no arborist. I'm not a grass man like my friend Ken here. It is. Well, I mean,
more of an ass man than a grass man.
This is non-green room related. This is turf man.
You're more of a gas man.
You're a turf farm guy, apparently.
Oh.
Our new turf is luxurious compared to our old shit that we got from the vet and planted, even though it was fake 30 years ago. But our new grass is absolutely luxurious looking. It's completely different. It's not the sponge of. It's not just the old Bermuda from 9,000 years ago.
It was.
It's crazy.
I can't believe
it looked fake.
It looked fake. And when we'd be on the field, it was like this is grass. Like, yeah, obviously from the camera you look at the screen, they spray painted it during the playoffs for RG3. Famously, Dan Snyder is guilty for the injury to RG3 because he, instead of preparing the turf for the playoffs, he decided to save some money because who's going to win 7 in a row? Long story short, the grass looked different, and that is such a big deal because we talk about there's no more weather games and this and that. Still playing on real turf to me is a big deal, and so
our old shit was indica. This is a way more sativa.
That's what you need.
We got speed everywhere. We want that sativa.
Yeah, and softness.
Yes.
See that to me, like, oh my god, if that's the investment in your freaking. We traded everything away to move up a couple of spots to take RG3. And we put a track star with wobbly knees on the worst surface to ever put a guy like that on ever. And what was inevitable happened immediately. Now we got a guy who does what he does. And immediately we put a bunch of investment into the surface in which he runs on. First of all, it's an IQ test that they pass with flying colors, and secondly, that is heartwarming because I'm like, okay, maybe he won't, maybe that'll add like 2 extra years to his career. Maybe that'll keep him from getting injured in the middle of a Super Bowl season.
Prevention is the name of the game these days. Insurance companies exist for a reason. All these things are out there for a reason. Our entire front office never made a big whoop about this shit. They didn't say, hey, look what we did. We actually have good grass now because that shit's supposed to happen. And these guys know that. So why even comment on that? Why not even say it? Why not even make it why not even make it a story? The soja drama. Why even do that? What are we doing? Like, I love that. I have not felt so good about this team. As soon as Terry signed, I knew that was the moment that we could all together, and individually, feel fucking great about what day it is and what's upon us here in the next 12.
The biggest problem is it's the longest freaking break that we'll have all season long. It's like the All-Star break for all the leagues combined into one, and it's even worse.
Yeah.
And it lasts 2 weeks, and it's like, wait a second, like the analogies for what this is doing, what the NFL is doing to us right now are inappropriate for what I would consider to be a family show.
I know, and they're going to get us again, though. We're going to go Sunday, Thursday, and have to wait 10 more.
Yeah, but they'll give us other games.
Sunday, Thursday is going to be so good.
That Sunday, Thursday will be great. And then we're going to have to go elsewhere for a week.
That's fair.
But so anyways, it's the weirdest thing. Obviously, it has definitely made me more a fan of college football only because it's on and I have to watch football now.
Yeah, I agree.
You've basically started the football season. The pace cars come out, done the lap. The cars are on the track. Like, they're not, like, what am I supposed to do right now?
No, I'm with you. But when they say week 0, I don't get all fired up. I'm like, hey, wait, who do we play week 0? Wait, what the fudge is week 0? I love all these new names that people come up with in media and for week 0.
And it's all handshaked out by the most opulently wealthy dudes in the backest of rooms.
Week 0 sounds fantastic.
They're like, $1 billion each? No problem. And then no one will ever speak of this to anyone. I mean, we're getting, anyways, whatever. I want my 18 weeks. This is week 0 is about to get curb stomped by an 18-week season because this will be week 1 for an 18-week season. So
I agree.
Get your licks in while you can week 0. I believe.
And I'll watch and listen.
Is it Notre Dame, Miami? Catholics, convicts?
Let's go. Let's start it up.
Let's go. And then
I know.
Who is it? Alabama
and Texas.
Texas
it's Texas. So
Texas, Ohio State.
Yes, that's the big game.
That's a huge game.
And Texas is ranked first, and Ohio State is the favorite. It's in Ohio State, and both of them. I do like that they.
What am I not going to watch that?
No, and of course I'll watch that.
Yeah.
The problem is there's 5,000 college football teams. There's 32 pros.
That's right.
There's a big difference between every game every week and Texas, Ohio State, which anyone with a pulse that gives a shit about the pigskin would be watching. I just won't know the cast and characters the same way I would if I was watching my WCAC conference high school calling with you or our beloved Skins. So.
It's a amazing era in which we live, where the minor league system for the best sport on the planet. And listen, I love soccer, but the NFL product is the best product on the planet. Period. I mean, it's not. It's like a full. It is. It's the best sports product on the planet.
I couldn't agree more.
And they are dominating, and so therefore, like their minor league system, which is the United States college football, is making money hand over fist. And those are the guys, in my opinion, who because foreign money has been trying to take over college football for a while. It should be the NFL. The NFL should just stop playing games, buy college football. And I mean, we're watching minor league football, and it's one of the best products in the world. And
yes, but it's being controlled by the oil industry.
It's being controlled
They don't want to F with those guys.
The cosmeceutical industrial complex,
Kevin. And the monopolization of it.
Let's talk defense. J-Dubs wants a video call. There was some good high school games this past weekend, Ken, but guess what? There's going to be some great high school games coming up here. Quick plug, September 6th, I believe.
September 6th. We're kicking
off. We're going to have a schedule. Area. We have got to put together.
Actually, they're coming down here. Sorry.
We got to do a video schedule. We have to do we have to record sitting at this table. Maybe not this table, anywhere. Us with a graphic that says, here's where we're going to be calling games this year. Because I can confirm and report today, and I haven't told you this yet because I was going to tell you this now. Terry Kernan reached out to me today and he said, Ken, love to have you do that game. Obviously,
greatest high school football rivalry in the country.
What he
we
said
got to call it for 10 years.
Obviously, we'd love to have you.
That
call
is
that
a good
game.
man there.
So thank you so much to Terry Kernan. Thank you so much to our Gonzaga community. We will be calling the Gonzaga St. John's game the
best rivalry in high school sports. I adore it that they let us sit at midfield, and
they've played over 100 times.
Yes,
well over 100 times.
It's amazing, and it's a 2 victory margin. It is the best. You have to have lived it. I've been the water boy. I've been the player, the coach. Now I get to sit and broadcast, and I got a kid in this rivalry now, so that's going to be something else, and I love it. Thanks. Shout out to Terry. Hope you're listening. He's the man, dude. And I'm going to say this, Greg Martin. St. Joseph's Regional, who I love. They've come down here and played St. John's off and on over the last 20 years. It's been a cool relationship between the programs, and they're pretty stacked this year. And St. John's they don't know. It's a question mark year, but on the 6th, Ken and I, luckily enough, will be calling the St. Joseph's Regional versus St. John's College High School, Eastern Coast. Just complete. It's going to be a physical game. It's going to be big time. There's over 15 to 20 Division I scholarship guys out there, and a bunch more to be. So, I think that is St. Joseph's Regional is what part of Jersey? Montvale, perhaps. I think it's Montvale. So, but they're coming down here, and I'll tell you, man, that's going to be a big one for us. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge. We have
St. Joe's Montvale.
St. Joe's Montvale. That's right.
They say St. Joe's Regional, and there's another one somewhere. There's another St. Joe's up there, Greg, and you'll probably know that one as well. A lot of people get confused by it. Then St. Joe's Prep, who we all just saw, who I saw scrimmage 2 weeks ago, and I meant to call you. Guys, I'm out there. This dude catches his second fade against St. John's, who's loaded too, at the University of Delaware, and I'm talking to a guy from St. Joe's Prep. I'm like, who's this dude wearing 18? The guy looks like he could play big time right now. He was like, that's Marvin Harrison's other son. That's where Harrison Jr. played 3 years ago, and I saw him. He has another son. Dude's wearing 18, and He's a sophomore. Hey, guess who you're all going to be hearing about?
Is that Marvin Harrison's youngest son? Is he like?
I don't know how many more he has.
Is he, okay.
I just know Marvin Harrison Jr. was a freaking monster, and now there's another Harrison for St. Joe's Prep, but it wasn't good enough to save them from the come from behind 28-0 loss last week. You saw this. It was all over ESPN. They're up 28-0.
Yep. On
one of the baddest ass teams in the country, and they got come back upon. So. Well, that's a great sport. But yes, Greg, there's another St. Joe's in South Jersey, Midvale or some shit. I don't know.
Montvale.
Montvale and another one with an M. And that's why everyone freaks out. But St. Joe's Regional was the badass team. Back in the day, they had some serious players. Who was the defensive end from the Saints that came to us with the 2 tattoos that we got? And we wanted him for years, and he kept tearing up his knees.
The defensive end?
We got a DM.
Junior Gillette.
Yes. Junior Gillette.
He was
I believe,
so
Greg,
good when he was
Junior Gillette was a St. Joe's Regional grad. So.
It made me think about some junior. I think he just officially retired last month. He finally said it's not going to happen for me. These needs are done.
Yeah, it's true. But that conference up there and that St. Joe's Regional, as Greg said, Bergen Catholic, Don Bosco, those guys have every right to compare themselves to the WCAC or out west. We're going to talk our noise. They can too. Specifically only in football.
Only in football.
Specifically.
That's why
specifically only in football.
I will say this because on the First Amendment Sports airwaves, we have said this many times across many different shows. I know people here are watching from around the world, so not everybody knows. But from a high school sports conference standpoint, there is no conference that matches up to the WCAC objectively, for the pure reason of the WCAC can match up with any great football conference, any great basketball conference, any great lacrosse conference, any great soccer conference, and they can do that on both the boys and the girls side, and they're dropping D1 and Olympic athletes on the track, swimming. They're pumping out D1 swimmers. So. Not like the D1 swimmers you were pumping out.
I'm just saying, you can't just pump out swimmers, bro.
Pump out D1 swimmers. Take it easy. Take it easy with your. Yeah. Okay.
Greg, I want to talk to your cousin's friend before my face explodes into a purple color. And but yes, we would love to know about their shit before the 6th. It'd be super cool.
Yes.
We want all. Tell them we won't pump out anything. We won't be doing any pumping.
We get to cover the greatest high school sports conference in the country, and it's objectively the greatest high school. And that's not I don't that's no shit talking. I'm not even. It's on the strength of so many programs on both the boys and the girls sides.
You don't have to explain it.
I know, but I mean, I don't want to sound
we believe it.
Pompous.
No, we just gave credit to that conference up there. They can year in year out, they can say it, and obviously out west and Mater Day out there doing their thing. That conference is bonkers. Jay Sarah and all them fools.
Yep. Let's talk defense. We keep saying we're going to
talk
defense.
a shit ton of defense.
All right, let's start.
Only 12 of the 25 from last year that we had at this time.
We've turned over more than 50% of our defensive players.
Yeah.
On the offensive side, it was a little better than that.
16, 17. I count Cosme as 17. He's coming back. And when he comes back, he'll replace someone that wasn't here last year.
And that's what, 28?
17 or 25. So 25 offense, 25 defense, and 3 specials. That's where we're at. But it doesn't always have to be 25, 25.
That's right.
It just so happens that's where we stand presently.
So we talk about the defensive line. We talk about the inside and the outside. So let's talk tackles first.
I can't wait to talk tackle first.
Who are you? There's no surprises, really.
No, there's 4 badass football players.
I mean, it's kind of like the beefiest 4 defensive tackle rotation. So Kevin, I love we love our backup quarterback. Like Washington's always been a backup quarterback town. We always love, and everyone loves their backup quarterback. But the number 3 defensive tackle in years gone past has always been a real fan favorite because that's a guy who has to play. He has to be able to play. He comes in, and when he makes plays, you cheer because it's not.
Well, now they're in a rotation.
These are 4 guys who are better than that guy we've had for years.
Without a doubt.
That's huge.
Now, Eddie Goldman is known as a nose, and he's more of a guy that's going to play right over the center and eat up A gaps. You're not going to play him out wide and everything. Johnny Newton can play wherever the fudge Johnny Newton gets lined up. And we don't need to even talk about Jerron Payne. We've all seen him. The guy that's thrilling to me, absolutely effing thrilling, is a guy that got a lot of shit this offseason, but a guy that Adam Peters has stuck with forever. One of 2 of our 4 defensive tackles that went to Friendship Collegiate Academy right in Northeast D.C. in the shadows of RFK Stadium. That's where Javon Kinlaw played his high school football his freshman year, and that's where That's where Eddie Goldman played all 4 years of his ball. So having those two dudes at two spots.
Two defensive.
And we're calling the St. John's FCA game. No, we're not. But I'll be going to it. It's a Friday night. They'd have to hire us. We got to go through D.C. public schools. That's a pain in the cheeks. But I'm saying Javon Kinlaw right now, you can say that he came in and replaced Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen was injured the most of last year. Jonathan Allen's a 6'3", 285-ish pound cat. Very good player for us. Nothing disparaging to say about Jonathan Allen. But in the gap system, we want our big tackles to control gaps, not squeeze through them and make plays in the backfield, to actually control two gaps at one time as a grown-ass man. This guy right here at 325 pounds is 35 to freaking, I mean, he's 30 to 35 pounds heavier than John Allen. His reach is 2.5 to 3 inches longer. His hands are an inch long. Everything about him is bigger, faster, stronger. I think maybe Allen could run straight ahead faster than Kinlaw. Everything else that we want him to do, which is not run straight ahead. We want Kinlaw to sit right there at the line of scrimmage and manhandle two sons of bitches while everyone else makes the play. I can't wait to watch him do this. I think he's going to be so perfect in front of Bobby Wagner and Frankie Louvu. Yep. Next to Jerron Payne. And if it's not Jerron, it's Newton or Goldman. This is so exciting. Another reason why I'm getting so jacked up. Javon Kinlaw gets me so fired up. I can't stand how good I think he's going to be. The way I feel about Laramie Tunsil, I just feel a little bit less, just almost there, about Javon Kinlaw and what he's going to do. What that means for our damn defense stopping the run.
Yep. Well, the whole thing about Kinlaw to me is who you get to put him next to, and when we talk about putting Newton on the inside or outside, it's
whoever's next to him is going to look small.
Jonathan Allen was a great first round pick in a year where we just needed like a good player. Like we needed talent. We had no talent. We needed a talented guy to play on the defensive line, and he was our most talented defensive lineman for multiple years. But he was not our best scheme specifically. Wise and Kinlaw. Wise and Kinlaw are just so scheme specifically delicious.
Wise is the other dude that
Wise he's my preseason crush. He has that look. He's kind of sometimes you look, you're like, is that Bird from Wildcats? You know, how much money are you paying him to be out there? Football. And I love what him and Kinlaw are good at. When you can set the edge from the inside, which is something that they're very capable of doing, and you can throw a Von Miller from the other way, you can throw a Johnny Newton from the other way, you can throw a Louvu from the other way.
They're freaking odd in there.
Throw it out the other way against the wall that those guys put up. They're so talented at what they do that we have not been set up to run what we want to do from a talent. So like our personnel versus scheme has not been this perfectly balanced. I can't remember when, because, and the point is, Kev, Allen was uber talented, but we are so much more better suited for what we're
we want to go big.
We're so much bigger.
He was 286 pounds. That sounds big, but what we're talking about, a dude 40 pounds heavier, built the way Kinlaw's built, and everyone just sees like a physics tackle majors. For a tackle, right?
Physics guys on
specifically physics majors, and when Adam Peters, who was there when he drafted him, Adam Peters after he was injured did not sign him to his fifth year. They let him go, and Adam Peters came here and he did 1 year with the Jets, and the whole New York Jets fan base, ask Greg Martin, threw a big heaping pile of shit on top of Javon Kinlaw as a new guy at the D-line. He took a shit to his job is to maintain gap. His job is to maintain two gaps at once. He's not going to get into the stat line. He's not going to be a huge guy. Maybe he did that poorly last year. I'm not sure why any average fan at the stadium would know that without having the freaking 11-man video at his touchscreen. But I just know that I will say one thing. I'm getting super excited. Dorrance Armstrong needs to do some shit this year. I was excited we brought him in to take that next level. We talk about getting guys up to that next level. He's had some deals with injuries. I'm super thrilled about everything we got going on there, especially the ability to get way bigger, because you can take a Payne and a Kinlaw and come in there and rush JJB and Johnny Newton and play four tackles in a big situation and a pass rush situation. You can get your freaking Louvus off the edge with Von Miller and play. There's so many things we can do.
Yep.
But Dorrance Armstrong needs to be playing ball at a level that I think we thought a year ago, and we do again this year, he can get to if avoiding some of these bullshit injuries.
Well, he's on, I think this is on essentially a 1-year deal, if I'm not mistaken.
Doran signed a 3-year deal, and he's played 2 of them. It might have been 4. I thought, wait, did he only play 1? No, he's only played 1.
He's only played
one on a 3-year deal. So he's got 2 more years. He's not in the contract year. And last year, I really thought he'd pop. I really thought he would. He's a guy that came with Dan Quinn. He could have gone to a bunch of places. He did 6 years in Dallas. That usually is when, like Frankie Luvu had his pop. That's when guys that have made it this long usually thrive and get their check. Well, he got his check. I want to see him thrive.
And he gets the benefit of the scheme-specific interior dudes that are supposed to make his job easier on a going forward basis.
Agreed.
You're gonna if we're going to invest in guys like Kinlaw and Wise and Newton and Payne on one end, and it's going to be a parade of guys like Von Miller and Dorrance Armstrong and Clellan Ferrell, who they released. Guys like that on a regular basis. That's who you're going to be cycling.
I was wondering why he was playing all these snaps against Baltimore. I was like, yeah. And someone said today, I read somewhere, said they were just seeing if he had anything left. Yeah, happens.
And listen,
he can be back. He's a guy that could be back mid-season when someone gets back. But
I don't
think he ain't going anywhere. Yeah, exactly. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's so crazy because
that poor guy.
He was a name. And I mean, he had a big college career.
High school wise, he was one of the top dogs.
One of the top dogs.
Yes, 5-star.
He got his first round draft pick
all of it
for
he lived
the
that
Raiders.
Life. Yeah,
got it, and it just never really like happened for him in terms of being a standout. But he's been able to be a pro for a hot second, and
he's been just fine. That pays pretty well, I hear.
He was like the Brian Robinson of our defensive ends, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like. It's not like super dynamic. Like he came out
strong, solid, fundamental.
Some good downs.
You're proud of him, but he's not a game changer.
He's not a game changer. Yeah. So I wish
that's why I like Bill. I think Bill could change a game or two, and I don't know that B-Rob could. That's all.
And
love you, B-Rob.
And he's gonna get that chance now.
Don't mess with Bill. All right, now we're on defense.
How about this? Let's put this up here now, since we're.
Don't put my scribble scrabble up there. We're on linebackers. Everyone's gonna. Yeah. No one's gonna get it.
Here we are, linebackers.
This is what I write down
Luvu,
throughout the course of the day.
Wagner, Minor, sorry.
No, it's Miller.
Bellore, that's our special team stud.
Special teams badass.
Jordan McGee.
Can't wait to see him blossom one of these minutes. Jake Martin, coming from New Orleans, who's a guy that's going to spell Von Miller, who's going to play 30% of the snaps. But Jake is another pass rush specialist who can defend. He's a hybrid type guy, and I can't wait to see how Witt uses Jake Martin. I look forward to seeing that. This guy looks the role, and he's just the type of guy that does. He's put me wherever you want. I'll go make the play.
I think that this is a position where I would not expect these same 8 people to be on the roster on week 1.
Let me just say this though.
Okay.
Kane Medrano we drafted, so we got to think that they're going to look for a special place as the fastest linebacker at the combine.
They weren't thinking he was not someone who would have cleared to the practice squad. I don't think.
How about this? Oleg Cahill. All right. This cat shows up. He's a Peters guy. He is that dude. He is all jacked up. This guy in high school, and I remember him. He was a number 30 or 32 player in the country in 2018. He played a game against Terry McLaurin in college.
Okay.
In the fall of 2018.
Ohio State versus?
He played at NC State.
Okay.
Sorry. Alabama.
Oh.
Alabama. So Ale Cahill is the top 32 player in the country. He's a 6'2", 240-pound. I mean, just a dude. He goes to Alabama. Saban, the whole 9, goes down there. Special teams monster. 3 block punts. So you're picking up what I'm laying down right now. 3 block punts his sophomore year at Alabama. 1 he scooped and scored for a touchdown. This dude is a prototype.
Can he play like Star Buffalo? Like can he like?
So here's what happened.
Okay.
He sat out for 2 years. So first year didn't play much. Played 2 years. Then the next 2 years broke his foot, and I don't know if he did it again or didn't heal properly. He played 1 football game over 2 years in 22 and 23. Transfers to UCLA, where we find our legit jacked up traded dudes. Adam Peters does. That's where Yankoff is. That's where Medrano, the fastest linebacker. That's where. So Medrano's teammate, Ale Cahill, And he goes to UCLA and just, he has a good year, but he's just coming back from these 2 feet. So, dude, this guy is completely under the radar.
We could use
this is like a Bill Merritt version, and I love how he played in the freaking preseason. He just his highlights that I clicked on today because I didn't watch that.
So if they cut someone between
I did not watch
the
the Baltimore game. I watched highlights.
You would keep between Martin and Cahill. You would keep.
Oh, Martin's on the team.
I don't know.
Caho's on the team. He runs a 4.5. They say he's almost as fast as Medrano.
I'm just asking you specifically if you had to keep one between Cahill and Martin.
I'm taking Cahill.
Okay.
And here's why. Martin's on a 1-year gig.
Yeah.
Martin can be signed to another 1-year gig. But Martin's not, but he's just such a hybrid guy. They're not playing the same spot. So I know what you're saying. You're playing the numbers game, and that's fine.
If someone comes along, if someone comes walking down the street and Adam Peters is like, whoa.
Alec Cahill can be let go in 1 second, and no one is going to bat an eye.
Okay.
I just love the story. It's got a bit of a Bill Merritt feel. He's a guy that played college football for 7 years, but 2 of those years he didn't play. So cut him a little bit of slack, and 1 he sat out. But anyways, he entered the draft, didn't get drafted, but man, does he show up and show out. And at 6'2", 240, running a 4.5, they say he is neck and neck with K. Medrano. And we like that shit. And
Speed
you know what I've been talking about, our special teams.
And McGee is still someone that we love.
Who also runs a 4.5 at 6'3", 225.
Wagner
Guys,
still runs.
This is why I keep talking about our specials, and I know I'm talking about backups, and backups. But we all know they play a majority of this freaking monster season, this marathon we have. But let me just say this. Jeremy Reeves and
I was going to say Tyler Owen
and Nick
really
Ballore.
makes me...
Oh, my God, Tyler Owens.
I love the fact that he's on this team because when I watched him this preseason, he was on the field a lot with guys who weren't going to be playing for us, and that's tough.
Last year's Ale Cajo.
Ale Cajo. He's a big boy. He lays the wood. He looks like he's communicating a lot with his teammates out there, and he was forced to because again he was that guy in the tryout who is put with a group of guys who the coaches were probably more evaluating the other people on the field at that point than Tyler Owens, and that's tough for him. But I thought he showed well, and I would love for him to have a chance to get a couple meaningful reps this season.
If they're going to let a guy like Duke Riley go, who they know they can get back in the practice squad, so that's part of the reason, no problem. Everyone talked about him nonstop. Duke Riley, a guy that we no, this is the dude they kept.
Yeah,
they chose him, and just so we know, 757WX.
That's Robert Cohen.
I know, and I would love Heineke over Josh Johnson. Not going to argue with anybody.
Okay, that was damn it.
Not going to argue.
Robert Cohen, you win.
How could anybody ever think? And I think I have nothing but utmost love and respect, sincere adoration for Josh Johnson. But Jesus, if we want to really package this thing up this fall and put it into a bow in a box with a Heineke in it
all day long,
a Heineke in a box, this is better than Timberlake couldn't write this shit.
Although I will tell you this. It is tough to watch those throws sometimes. It requires a lot of faith.
I don't give a shit. I could care less.
I know.
If he's out there, he's going to run someone's ass over. He's going to dive. He's going to touch the pigskin to a pylon, and we're going to do a dance.
No, the throws end up well. But I'm saying in this modern age of high-definition television, even the amount of yards that you get on the screen at any given time, when Taylor Heineke throws the ball, no matter how wide the screen is, his throw is still going up when it hits the edge of the screen.
You can't fair catch a 10-yard down and out.
And you're like, is that
can't fair catch a comeback route.
Where's that ball coming down? Like,
or can you?
And then the guy has to catch up to it. And it's always good. It always hits Terry McLaurin.
Tom Brady's last Super Bowl run. What was his toughest game?
Oh, Terry Heineke.
That's what it was.
Yeah, for 100%.
He peed on everybody else.
I said this last week that I thought that our number 3 quarterback was not yet on our roster. If it's Josh Johnson, so be it, and that's great. You want the proiest pro as your third quarterback.
That's the only feel. He's not there, even though he does have a rocket arm.
Just be the proiest
He's not there
pro.
to throw it. He's not there to throw.
No, he wants to be a pro, the proiest pro. Let's go back real fast and just close this out with the corners, and it's just to say their names and talk about them because I think it's a topic of hot conversation today.
It's our most improved unit.
It's our most improved unit, and
I like that you feel that way.
I do feel that way.
I certainly do as well.
And I love I love how, like I say, I love how much better the personnel of our defensive line fits what we're trying to do. I think it's a huge game changer in our defense. Last year, listen, when I talk about it being a game changer for our defense, think about this. Our defense, who I loved last year, we're terrible. We were like one of the worst teams against the run. And if you're one of the worst teams against the run,
oh, it's so hard to watch.
You're not a good defense, and it's hard to watch, and you just can't say you're good. And so I want to be like, I want to own that at least and say we have to be good against the run. And I think our defensive line makes us better against the run this year because they do what we want to do better because of all the numbers and we talked about it. At the cornerback position, that is a talent position almost more than anywhere else on the field. Really, maybe quarterback, but like maybe not.
Different talent.
Talent.
But no. This is an athletically talented,
it is a different dude.
being
it's an
of athleticism.
Alpha.
Without a doubt, a group of sorry, I'm not interrupting.
No,
I'm agreeing while we do it together. Oh, no. I'm just chirping in. We both agree on this. That's why I know
These guys are they are the predator level dudes on the field for your defense, and
their own category, their own class.
If you have guys, you can have the Benjamin St. Juice level dudes who are professional. They belong in the league because
very
they
good
can
tackler,
play.
Tough guy.
But you don't have the thing. And by the way, when you want to know what the thing is, like Marshawn Lattimore has always had the thing. And if you've ever watched NFL games with him in it, you know what the thing is. He's got the thing. Mike St. Risto, we saw his thing. Kevin talked about it a lot last year. Mike St. Risto's thing. And then we know.
I did not see Davis's thing or St. Juice. Thingless.
Okay. So
it's not fair.
That's two of
They're
like
tough
100 corners.
In the passing game.
Yeah, in the passing game. Yeah. So our calling card on defense with Dan Quinn and Ken Norton and Joe Witt and these guys is physicality and tackling. Now, you say that, obviously, this isn't two-hand touch. You have to tackle the guy. His knee has to go down. Like that's how plays end. But dudes have to be wanting that to be like their thing. And our defensive back specifically, Marshawn's one of the smallest guys in our group, and he's still not afraid to put his shoulders down like a French.
Not afraid.
He's
afraid not to.
He's afraid not to.
Yeah. He only plays one way, and it's gruff.
St. Ristel is a tackler.
I love him. He's a great football player.
Trey Amos is a big boy, and he's not afraid to play big boy ball on the outside. And then you talk about the guys, the JJ and Igbenogany. And Igbenogany had such a great preseason, in my opinion. I think he had one of the best preseasons on our team.
The shit that came out today that they said we were testing the waters with a trade for him, that popped up at like 4 p.m, made no sense to me. He's on a 1-year deal. If someone else wanted his ass so bad, why wouldn't they have?
Yeah.
I think it might be because
give us a second rounder.
The shit, but he's also been a 1-year deal for 3 years and 2 times for us. What I saw in the preseason was that son of a bitch flying around laying wood to everybody. He was physical as shit. He hits like a linebacker. I couldn't believe it. Like I remember him being tough last year, but I don't remember him being like not just tough, but like a badder son of a bitch than you.
He might be the guy who I associate the most with my thinking of the preseason. I loved because he had a new number, and I was always trying to remember that. And I was like, okay, he's not a starter for us, but he will play for us.
He's a badass, and guess what else he's good at? Specials. Our specials. Never mind.
Yeah.
This dude.
I thought he had a great preseason, and that's why you make the team.
I don't like this bullshit about the stuff they're saying that.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone wants to offer us a draft pick for Igbenogany right now, I mean, I think I would say no. I know it's tempting, it's tantalizing.
This is
and we can turn sixes.
A classic case of so this is the difference between me and Adam Peters, the only one that I can recall that I know of. I, as a fantasy football stupid, dumb, basement dwelling moron, love at the action. I'm going to trade you something for something just because this is so great. Adam Peters has the ability to look at this roster and say, I'm ready to take this guy into week 1. And he should be.
I think so too. I think it's just some media bullshit. Yeah. But it's also because he's shown up on a lot of people's television sets this August.
That's right, 100%.
You're goddamn right he did. It was impossible not to see him. In the 15 minutes I watched, he made 7 plays somehow, some way, some other. He was always at the bottom of the pile. I love those guys.
He's starting for at least half the league's defenses.
No doubt about it.
Right now.
No doubt.
And I'm not saying that even makes our defense. That's putting our defense in the middle of the pack, maybe slightly above the midpoint line, because I'm not going to raise this from 31st to top 10. I think we have the capability. The interesting part about the way we want to play football, And we're good with the 53 at this point?
Yes, I just want to make one comment about what you're making a comment about. I'll do that afterwards.
The good part about the way we want to play football. This is what we know about football. So everybody huddle around. All those football guys huddle around. Listen, we know what we know about football. You got to score points and you got to stop the other team from scoring points. Okay, but it's a 60-minute game, and there's been ways to do it that have differed. Teams have been stung historically. Great offenses have been stung historically because they scored too fast. Defenses have been stung historically because they gave a subpar offense too much time on the field. There is such a weird balance. If you really want to look back and talk about like the greatest of the greats, the way that the team was managed from a TOP standpoint, which we did so well last year, we know our defense is going to be on the field more than we want them to be, because we know that Cliff Kingsbury is going to want to run on one plays. He wants rhythm, he wants tempo, and we have the ability to score quickly. Now we can do it a 13-point drive if you a 13-play drive, every once in a while. But the way we play offense is the way we play offense, and we want that. And so therefore we know our defense is going to be on the field.
But we're taking it up to a different level this year.
Yes.
You don't add Deebo Samuel to a franchise that hasn't had production from the number 2 wide receiver and 4 score in several years.
It's going to do a teeny tiny taster. So the point of the story there is that we're not trying to save our defense. By doing something different on offense.
No.
Instead, we changed our defensive personnel so that what we know we're going to have to do against more offensive plays than we would otherwise want to face, we have a better set of guys to do it. So that's kind of like the joy of late August for Washington Commanders fans, is that we have a plan of attack, and on offense, we just added the last missing element that we knew we needed, and we think to ourselves, this is a winning recipe. And on defense, we think to ourselves, we're better on the line, we're better at cornerback,
bigger on the line, and better. And bigger doesn't mean better. We're bigger and better.
We're bigger and better. We're faster and bigger outside, and we're bigger and girthier. Wait, where are you going with this?
I don't know, but if something starts pulsating, I'm sprinting the shit out of this basement. I know this.
Dropping D1 swimmers all over the place.
I was pulsating last year where we had St. Juiced, Mike Davis, and Skinny. Man, that was my bad. I will take credit. I thought Slim Pickens was going to be a cool nickname, and I jumped all in on it. Those 3 are gone. And now, I'm not counting Lattimore as even barely being here last year. He was on one leg with a fucked up hip, just grabbing anyone he could get his hands on and talking shit to him because he was just trying to do the best he could. He is healthy. He is ready. St. Ristol's back to rock and roll and picking up Amos. And Jonathan Jones played 65% of the defensive snaps, the number 2 snapping corner for the Patriots last year. I know the Patriots weren't great, but we got a number 2 guy who never left the field for them in any passing situation. Except for some injuries and whatever else he had. That's a guy that's our number 5 corner. So last year's Patriots, consistent starter is a guy that we got coming in 5th. This is what's happened to our roster. This is how our roster has been transcending.
I'll be interested to see if this cornerback group is the same in 2 weeks as it is now, for 2 reasons. One, it's an eternity between now and the start of the season. It's a crazy eternity, and so many roster moves are going to be made.
It's true.
The other thing is the ability, what we've put like this, like Adam Peters deserves, I think at this point, to say, hey, we should be willing to go into week 1 with this group. It's a healthy group, and that's all. Like week 1 in the NFL, there's like fool's gold in September in the NFL, and we've tasted that fool's gold plenty of times because you don't win.
Man.
Yeah, let's think about Steve Spurrier years. Think about,
trust me.
Even a couple of Jay Gruden years.
It was the tasted it part that got me.
Yeah, it was salty and a little
with butter,
little
and it was death.
But hitting the ground running, like last year. Think about this. Last year we lost week 1. We came, and in week 2, we didn't score a touchdown. We won 20.
18 15 or 21-18?
I believe. We scored like
7
we scored goals, 7 field goals. They missed extra points. Well, I think
it was 18.
They lost their kicker in the first quarter. It was a weird game, and there was weirdness to it, and that was really a sign of things to come, like Hail Marys and otherwise.
We had the butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. I remember that conversation.
It was outrageous. So, there is an opportunity to be had in week 1 and 2, specifically in the NFL, knowing full well that what happens in September doesn't totally define your January experience. Those wins are so huge if you're a good team.
At the end of the season, damn right.
If you're a good team, you have to come into the season and be good, because like you're an NFC Championship appearance. Who we are offensively and what we've added defensively. We're better than we left the field against the Philadelphia Eagles. We're better than that team right now,
no doubt.
And you have to, if you're that caliber of team and you want to be that caliber of team, you have to play that way in September. Now, I understand things happen.
Wow. I don't know if you can play that way in September, but you have to play better than everyone else. It's all relative.
Yeah, you're 100% healthy. You're
only
coming
3 weeks of preseason. Some teams don't play nobody. September is exactly what you're saying.
No one knows anything.
Sneak one out, sneaky Peter. Win some fudging way. Get that W by 1 point. It does not have to. Yeah. The first 2 weeks, though, Ken, this year will be way better than the first 2 weeks of last year.
I don't disagree with you at
That's
all.
No, but also relative to the fact that the other team's defense should be ahead of us. They should.
Right. And the Giants have a great
practice
front
against number 5. They don't see him. And if you haven't seen him since last season, let me remind y'all a little something. he is just scratching the surface.
He is only contained by our ability to let him operate. I mean, if like, so when so this brings me to really the only last thing, and I know we're over an hour now. We're just over an hour in, so we'll wrap this up. But the only other thing that Osaka, exactly. Fool's gold, Osaka, Ken Harris.
Does Osaka mean fool's gold in Japanese?
52-7, I think it was, or it was like we scored 50 points.
I told him you only need a tight end to block the edge rusher, just like the SEC.
That's how we do.
Yeah. Sorry,
Danny Warfel was an NFL quarterback. We're just playing some pitching.
Can't talk much to him. He ain't got much to say.
He ain't got much to say at all.
He got us killed. God bless him. At least he was fun while he did it. Spurrier got. I mean,
it was criminal. He murdered Patrick Ramsey's career.
He did. He also gave him a career. I mean, let's be honest. Not a lot of people are like have.
I think they drafted. Did they hire Spurrier before the draft? I don't even know if they did.
I don't either, but I know that
he wasn't involved in it, even if they did.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, what's your name?"
Who's my guy? Who am I playing?
You know him. He had always had 4 quarterbacks. He was ready to throw anyone in at any given time.
He didn't care about Patrick Ramsey.
Shane Matthews, get in there. He's like, I'm not Shane Matthews. Whoever you are, get in there for Shane Matthews.
Then he was like, Danny Warfel can do it, and we got him. And Danny
was like, coach him up.
Just coach him
up. And I'm
coach him up.
And I'm going to take tomorrow off and play 18 over at this congressional place I keep hearing about.
Congo. So
at least that was entertaining.
I think about how
asses kicked. Shit.
It was until it wasn't. Until you realize this isn't actually entertaining.
No. It was only entertaining the preseason. Yeah. Then once this shit started, it wasn't.
Osaka.
And he was like, I only took this because he offered me all that money. I don't understand passing schemes. I've been doing he was using USFL offense. And that's fine, but it was a run and shoot combo.
Classic case.
The West Coast was not. Oh God.
I mean, listen.
In that scheme, the tight end has to block the edge rusher or the force player, whoever it is, the outside linebacker, the strong ass safety that comes, or the Von Millers of the world. Nope. I don't know about you guys, but there's not many tight ends that are capable. That's all. That's just football.
If you're wasting your time with pass protection, Kevin, you don't understand how the game's played.
Just get rid of it quicker. Just get that little scooch quicker there, Ramsey. Just get rid of that little scooch quicker.
If they're getting to rush more than 5, then that means we got more guys out in the backfield than they got coming out in the backfield.
Shoot.
God damn it. I think about how we enter the season personnel wise, and I'm not putting any carts in front of horses, but because I love the beauty of long-term planning.
My Amish friend uses this once a week every Tuesday. No hearts,
no carts, no horses.
I don't do that shit in Osaka, whatever the shit I just said.
How are we setting ourselves up for? And when I think about
with lots of curse words now.
Lots of curse words. I'm bringing on. I love curse words.
No, please. I want to hear this question.
So, you look at the roster and you think to yourself, if you like the next iteration, how we continue to build forward, assuming everything works out swimmingly, which I always do. Assuming things working out swimmingly, you look at this team, and I think from a philosophical standpoint, forgetting about any particular position group whatsoever, as long as you have number 5 healthy and upright, I would just keep drafting offensive linemen. The most athletic, strong, physical offensive linemen that come out every year in the draft when it's your turn to pick, and you put them in front of number 5, because that, to me, that is the ceiling of his potential. Your ability to protect him is the ceiling of his potential.
Specifically, why we went out and did what we did this offseason with what we can. But what we're doing is we're patient enough to do this year by year, because I think everyone here is equally as excited. I'm reading some of the comments here, like, this fucking roster is the best we've seen in so long.
It's really
guys.
good. It's a really good roster.
The traits, the characteristics, the mix. We have one of the oldest rosters before we came to cuts, and when we had 90, one of the oldest rosters that anyone. But the combination of youth and age, it's to me.
Trey Amos.
I cannot get enough.
Say his name.
I cannot get enough of the guys that we do have right now. I can't.
Love Marcus Mariota. Love John Bates. Love Ben Sinnott, names we haven't said yet tonight who deserve to have their names said.
We have more
Trent
than 50%
Scott,
former Pro Bowlers on both sides of the ball.
Mr. Paul, Mr. Alec Reddy. This is a great group. I mean, listen, this is going to be decimated. Every week in the NFL is a wrecking ball. I mean,
look at all those backup linemen.
That's
all
crazy.
of them have started over a season's worth at a minimum worth at their position.
If you when you go to a game and you got your guys on the bus and you get off the bus and you're like, you think to yourself as a coach or a player, and you always thought like we can win with this group, and I feel like that like easily that's the case now, and it's going to be like a hard thing.
Not only can we win with this group, but Jaden Daniels doesn't have to run around like a freaking dude covered in honey with a swarm of bees chasing him in order for that to happen. But when the going gets tough, he will slap some honey on there and go jump into the end zone right quick.
Hot honey?
If
Mike's
he
hot honey?
has to. No, but this is the type of
dude. I put that
shit
on everything?
I put that shit on everything.
Probably.
Not the hot honey, but Frank's.
All of it.
I'm a Frank's. Definitely a Frank's.
I saw someone
Frank's is my number one hot sauce.
I saw someone boil a $200 ribeye in $300 worth of honey in the oven and then fried afterwards. And I thought to myself, Kevin Ricca has to taste that.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you can't.
I absolutely
I don't
did.
want hot honey.
It's not hot honey. It's just honey. It's just like
I know, but I
honey.
don't want this. I don't like any of this.
They cooked a steak in honey.
I know.
And then they fried it. And then they cooked it on a skillet.
All
right, okay, sorry. I don't know if you were a steak guy. I thought you were a steak
am-ish. My dad was a meat and potatoes guy, so I ate a version of steak.
I never ate steak.
No. Neither did I.
Like, I looked.
No, you're not listening.
Tom Meringolo.
Me and the dog fought over whatever the hell cube steak is. You guys remember cube steak? My mom put a little parsley on it with some instant mashed potatoes.
Just want to shout out real fast.
Yeah, go for it.
Tom Meringolo, love him to death. He's my guy. But when we had steak, it was one steak, and it was for one guy.
Yeah.
But also, I didn't like
At least
steak.
he was honest.
I had hamburgers.
Me neither. I like hamburgers.
It.
I still like hamburgers.
Loved it.
I love a delicious cheeseburger over a delicious steak.
I was like, why is he eating that?
I don't know
covered
why.
in mushrooms and whatever. Like, why
I
is
love mushrooms and onions, though. God
Dude,
damn it.
he would like covered in mushrooms and onions, and I'd be like, sucker, more hamburgers for me.
The good thing is now that I've gotten older, all these delicious cuts of meat, I'm like, well, my God, I've never had this before. I thought I hated steak.
I thought I hated steak.
No, I didn't either. It was chuck. It was like, but the cubed, that's what got me. I was like, but enough.
Oh, in the stew?
Thank God my parents did splurge for A1 sauce. So if that shit didn't taste good, you just.
Right.
But I dig Worcester too. I don't care.
Soy sauce works in a pinch.
No. I will drink soy sauce on occasional trips to the kitchen. I have a salt. I would take A1 sauce in those little Dixie cups.
Yeah, okay.
Put a little in there and then fill it up with water.
People wonder why we're friends. People were like, "How do you?"
And
guys,
my mom was like,
"What do you guys have
in
common? You guys? It feels like you guys don't know anything about each other. It feels like your lives are completely different experiences." And at any given time, if you drive by our houses and peep through the windows, one of us is going to be at a refrigerator drinking soy sauce.
Please don't do that. Just join us in Ken's basement. It's way easier here.
Way easier. It's
a one shot. There's nothing. You can't see anything else.
We are very excited about the next weeks to come. We're going to come back. Okay, here's the deal. Next week is the season finale of Offseason on the Brink. It's a big deal. It's
guys,
a huge
we
deal.
need you. I need you guys. I need you all to be around me next Tuesday. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just being honest.
Yeah. It's gonna be. It's
our time.
We're getting ready. We're gonna get ready for the season the right way, and we're gonna come up with some ways. And I would really like for some folks on the board to reach out via Twitter or email. First Amendment Sports with the one. First Amendment Sports at gmail.com. At Plead the First or at It's Raining Ken. At It's Raining Ken.
I don't care what he says. Don't send any dong pics.
At Kevin Ricca. Hit us up.
Specifically, no dong pics.
Let's get a conversation bubbling about how we want to cover the season. Now, we did this. We've kind of, I like the idea of coming into week one with the way that we're going to talk about the previous game, the way that we're going to talk about the upcoming game, the way that we're going to cover the NFL in general. And that's a show. And so, and you guys are the most important, part of, I mean, I'll talk about this in my basement no matter what, but
I have deleted all text threads. My father, my brothers, my cousins, I adore talking with them. I adore it. My son's friends, but specifically this only.
Yeah.
Because I've shut everyone else out because I keep saying they're full of DS. They can't get past that man's name. I get it.
Yeah.
That's why I keep getting tormented by these texts. That, oh, you're lucky Terry McLaurin signed, but wait till see what happens when he gets and I saw it today, soft tissue injury. Very negligible when you have these holdouts. Like, do you guys watch football with your both hands squeezing your nuts as hard as you can and your eyes closed? Because just let go, open up, and enjoy yourself. The weather's going to be gorgeous. The leaves are going to be falling. And we got a team that could go to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying we should, but I'm not saying we shouldn't.
I think it's a good time to put that bet down. We'll talk more about that as well. But
over under at 10. I'm no gambler, but go get you guys some.
Specifically in terms of how we're going to watch this season, how we're going to talk about it.
Fair.
Last year we did the team stats. That was one way to go through it. That's fine.
Every now and then you got to tickle them.
You got to tickle the stats.
They're not the story.
You got to mind them at least. And at the end of the day, also. Okay, and I would also think that like a fantasy slanted segment, not a straight fantasy football segment. There's a billion fantasy football stuff. We're not a fantasy football show. We're not. But in terms of the way that the game is watched right now by the average fan, I think it makes sense to at least talk about a couple of players who and I also want to talk about it in terms of some local guys. The cool thing about calling high school football in Washington, D.C. For the last 10 years is that we turn the TV on and they're out there. So I would like, on a weekly basis, to feature one guy who's playing this Sunday that's not in our game, who we got to talk about. I challenge us. I challenge us to pull this off because I think it's true. I think we can. I want to have one guy, and it has to be a different guy each week, like a knockout pool. So one guy each week, NFL Sunday, that we covered, that we called their game. Okay, and let's see if we can pull that off.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
You send me one, I'll send you one back. And
I think there's gonna be multiple options on a weekly basis, which is really cool. But that's the fun part about what we do, and I think that ties in the First Amendment sports different sides of the house, so to speak. Man, I tell you what, it has been a fun Tuesday night. It's been a fun off season in terms of Commanders building, but I don't mind saying it's been a tough off season, guys. It's been a real tough off season for us. So we look forward to a positive story this fall. We look forward to having some awesome times.
Come on, fall.
With great friends and really celebrating our friendships and what makes us being fellow sports fans so great. Thank you so much for being with us on another Tuesday night.
Man, you guys are the absolute best. And cheers to that statement, Ken. And by the way, you got to play one for the road here for the boys. EO, I mean, like, when I mean tough day, tough week, tough summer, like Ken just said, we just sat here for 10 minutes. Sorry we were a little late, guys, but we're listening to the dulcet tones and just going back and thinking about how lucky we are to have you guys and what a neat conversation we get to have weekly and how we've kind of grown up in the last 10 years together. So we might as well reach our arms around each other and celebrate the shit out of what we all believe is going to be one hell of a fall. So let's eject from a tough summer into an incredible fall. And let's keep it going here every Tuesday night because I know that's what keeps me going. So shout out EO for doing that tonight.
Yeah, EO, amazing work. I feel like you had sent me over a couple of tracks that you had actually like sampled some of our shows from. And I'm trying, I have the ability to play it right now, this very second. And I know you're watching. So direct me real fast to that. I'm going to play a different song while you're doing so, but I want, and maybe it's on Twitter, but I want to play one of your ones where you sampled some of our shows, which was like the most amazing thing. But here's. It
sounded so good. Hearing T's name involved with the three of us, ripped up. It really hit. It hit right tonight, brother. Right on time, I think is what the kids say, and I got that tonight.
All right, here we go.
Thank God it's Tuesday. Pull up a seat, talking Commanders football.
It's so good.
First Amendment sports, Ken, Kevin, and Tim. Don't muff it up, fellas, hail to the Redskins. Thank God it's
Don't muff it up, fellas.
Thank God it's Tuesday.
Come on. Is that good? All right, it is Twitter. I'm going to pull this up because this was what I thought. And this is all EO, top heavy. So direct your love and respect to him, not me.
So good.
Dang it. Where is this?
It's true. Don't muff it up, he said. And it was sung. And when Don't Muff It Up is sung, it will never leave my head. Because that is who we are, guys. Let's not muff this thing up this year. We stay together. We keep it like we have in this basement down here on Tuesday nights for years. There's no muffing it up, Ken. This has been done organically. We came up in the muff.
Came up in the muff.
Now we're the trimmers.
All right, well, that's true. All right, I think I got this. All right, so, dang it.
That was super cool.
Give me the name of the track, EO. The first one.
I feel like I just sold a kid a newspaper for a nickel, and then someone kissed me for the first time. Thank God it's Tuesday.
Okay, here we go. I don't know if this is gonna see if this works.
Come on, DJ.
Come on, DJ, play that song.
D1 Muff. Hey, sometimes D3 Muff is better than it looks.
Welcome to Tuesday night. We'll start with this guy, Kevin Ricca.
No, but I will describe my blue cheese.
That was the first. So that was an early one. That's a 12-second one.
Ken.
All right. I know.
I'm just gonna tell you.
We're watching someone on YouTube look through his YouTube. I wanted to play the songs. All right. Last one from
kill him with a banger.
Kill him with a banger. Here we go. We're gonna do Epic Viking Metal.
Shit.
We're still live. Love you guys.
Oh my God, I'm jogging home tonight. And flops. Don't muff it up. That's bad as shit. Honestly, how good is that? I'm not talking about your air guitar either. Don't muff that up, Ken. Everything's been going so well. Don't muff it up.
Last one.
I I love that EO's a perfectionist. He created such happiness, sir.
It's just a little rock country for you.
This is, I mean, dude. This is for Monday nights.
Yeah, it is. Forever.
You got to send me all this. To the Redskins. God damn. Carrie Underwood can hold EO's jock.
The best part about it is it's like 2 minutes. It's like it's Tuesday.
T-Bird would love this shit.
This is the extended version, by the way.
You got to send me all this. Dude. What do I need? I need to bang this all week.
Man Sports. Dude, I drank 5 Busch Lights just during this song.
I was wondering what you were doing under the table. We hit the big time. Still effing live, mother effort.